Hey fam, welcome back to my channel. For those of us that are just joining, welcome, welcome. My name is Tiffany, and today we're going to kick off something special, y'all. Today is going to be week 1 of my new relationship revival series. And what we're going to be starting on is with one of the biggest ones, trust. So listen, I've been in the trenches, y'all. As a licensed therapist, I have seen relationships flourish and I've seen relationships crumble. I'm here to tell you right now what the difference is. It is almost always boiling down to trust. Real talk. How many of y'all have ever felt a gut punch when your trust gets broken? That moment when everything you thought was solid suddenly feels shaky? Listen, yeah, I see those nods, and that's because we've all been there. Whether it's been a romantic partner, a friend, a family member, this feeling is universal. But here's the thing, we throw that word around like it's nothing. Trust issues, trust the process. But do we really get what trust means in our relationships? You know what's more important? Do we really know how to build it when it's missing? Do we know how to repair it when it's damaged? How do we strengthen it even when things are good, right? That's exactly what we're going to be diving into today. And as I promised you, by the end of this video, you're going to have a whole new understanding on trust and how you can practically start building it today. So check this out. Trust isn't just about believing your partner isn't cheating or won't cheat. Nah, that is just the basic level. Real trust is about feeling safe enough to be your authentic self. It's knowing that when you're vulnerable, they won't use it against you later. Listen, trust is layered. You know what those layers consist of? It's about believing they have your back when you're not in the room. It's about knowing their words match their actions. It's also about feeling secure that they see you and choose you daily. Think about it like this. Trust is the invisible thread that holds relationships together. When it's solid, you barely notice that it's there. But when it's not and it snaps, everything falls. Let me break down the 4 pillars of trust that every healthy relationship needs. Do they show up when they say they will? Can you count on them? Or are you always wondering if they'll come through? Pillar number 2, accountability. Do they own their mistakes, or is it always excuses, deflection, or blame shifting? Pillar number 3, vulnerability. Can you both share your true feelings, fears, and dreams? Or are there certain topics that are always off limits? Pillar number 4, consistency. Is their behaviors predictable in a good way? Or are you walking on eggshells, never knowing which version of them you're going to get? Scary right there, right? But listen, this is what I want you to know. Here's something that's crucial that most people always miss. Trust isn't stagnant. It's not like I trust you or I don't trust you, period. Trust exists on a spectrum and it's constantly in flux. Even in the healthiest relationships, trust levels fluctuate based on recent experiences like outside stressors or even past traumas that are getting triggered by all kinds of other factors. Now, I want to keep it 100 with y'all. Trust gets damaged, right? Sometimes it's those little paper cuts, those small lies, those forgotten promises, those subtle dismissals. Other times it's those massive blows, betrayal, dishonesty, manipulation. Like when your partner says they're going to handle a responsibility, maybe paying a bill or picking up the kids, and then they don't. No heads up, no explanation. That might seem small, but those little moments, they add up. But here's the beautiful truth. Trust can be rebuilt. And that's what this whole series is about. We're going to walk this journey together. That's right, together, because you deserve a healthy relationship built on rock-solid trust, whether it's you, your partner, your family, or your friends. Let me share something personal. I remember when my own trust was completely shattered and I felt like the ground had disappeared beneath me. You feel me? Everything I thought I knew, questioned. Every memory, tainted. Even future plans, uncertain. I found myself analyzing text messages, second guessing I'll be home late. That's no way to live, y'all. The worst part, the trust issue started spilling over in other relationships. Eventually, I started doubting myself and my own judgment. But you know what? What I've learned, trust isn't about the other person being trustworthy. It's also about me. I'm talking about being brave enough to trust again after being hurt. Let me tell you about learning how to open up again, how to be vulnerable, how to trust my own intuition was transformative. Rebuilding trust, it can change everything, not just my relationship, but how I move through the world. And that's why I'm saying this so passionately about this, because we all need to heal. We all have to have that. And because when we all heal our trust issues, we don't just fix relationships. We break down generational patterns and we create new possibilities. And here's the real talk. Many of us are carrying trust wounds that started long before our current relationships. Maybe it was parents who didn't keep promises, friends who betrayed confidences, previous partners who lied. Those old wounds, y'all, they still affect how you show up today. But I need you to hear this. Healing is possible. Growth is possible. And that's what this journey is all about. Actionable tips. All right, so let's get into this week's actionable tip. And this is what I call the truth circle. This exercise is simple, but powerful. I've seen it transform relationships in just one session, no lie. Let me tell you how it works. First, you gotta create a sacred space. No phones, no distractions. Maybe light a candle or two, maybe some chill music, in the background. But this is what I need you to do. I need you to get a timer and I need you to set it for 10 minutes for each person. And what's gonna happen is I want you to take some of these sentences that I'm going to say here, and I want you to take turns completing these sentences, okay? So the first sentence is, something I've been afraid to tell you is, the next sentence is, I need you to understand that. And the next sentence is, I appreciate when you. So let me show y'all how this actually plays out in real life. I'm going to demonstrate both sides so you can hear what authentic sharing sounds like, and not some scripted, perfect version, but how real folks actually talk when they're opening up. This is what partner A would say. Something I've been afraid to tell you is, man, I don't even know how to say this, but when you're on your phone while I'm talking, I start feeling like what I'm saying ain't important enough. And I know you're busy and you got a lot on your mind, but yeah, it makes me feel kind of invisible sometimes. I need you to understand that for me, when we're talking, especially after not seeing each other all day, that's my way of connecting with you. And I feel most close. It's not about me needing you to tell me every little detail of your day. It's about feeling like we're still in each other's worlds. I appreciate when you ask me questions about my day. Last week, when you remember I had that meeting and I was stressed out about, you asked me, how did it go? Man, that meant so much to me. It showed me that you were really listening and that you cared. And that's when I feel like we're really solid, like we're really together. So partner B will be listening, right? Maybe nodding, occasionally maintaining eye contact and not interrupting. This is what partner B would say about trust issues from a past relationship. Partner B will go like this. Something I've been afraid to tell you is, I know I get weird sometimes when you go out with your friends. It's not that I don't trust you. It's just that my ex used to tell me that they were out with friends when they were actually, sometimes those old feelings just hit me out of nowhere and I get all in my head about it. I need you to understand that when I text you while you're out, it's not about me trying to check up on you or control you. It's me fighting against those old insecurities. I'm trying to stay out of my head. I'm trying to calm my mind down. I'm working on it. I know it's not fair to you to put my past relationship baggage on you. I appreciate when you send me that quick text or photo when you're out. You don't even know how much that small thing helps me. Last weekend, when you sent me those silly photos of you and your boys at the restaurant, it wasn't a big thing to you, but it helped me breathe and enjoy my evening instead of getting stuck in those old thought patterns. Here's another example. Over financial trust issues. Partner A may say something like this. Something I've been afraid to tell you is that I've been losing sleep over our finances. When those surprise purchases show up, I get this knot in my stomach because I've been trying to keep track of everything. And then suddenly there's this thing I didn't plan for. I need you to understand that my stress about money isn't about the dollars and the cents. It's about security for me. My parents lost everything when I was a kid, and I still remember how that felt. So when I don't know exactly where we stand financially, it triggers old fears, right? And it's not about controlling your spending, it's about me needing to feel secure. So I appreciate when you give me a heads up before making bigger purchases. Like when you text me before buying a new gaming system and we talk about where the money will come from, it isn't just the purchase. It is about us being a team, right? That's what's gonna help me feel like what we're building is something solid together. Example 4, this is about emotional intimacy barriers. Partner B may say, something I've been afraid to tell you is I shut down sometimes when you ask me how I'm feeling. It's not that I don't want to share with you. It's that growing up in a family where you showed emotion was shown as a sign of weakness. My dad would usually say, man up, every time I got upset. So when you ask me to open up, that part of me still hears his voice. And I need you to understand that when I go quiet, it's not rejection. It's me fighting myself, trying to find the words. Sometimes I don't even know what I'm feeling in the moment until hours later. I appreciate when you give me space and then circle back. Like last month when we had that disagreement and you said, we don't have to figure this out right now. Let's talk about it tomorrow. That gave me the room to process. And you know what? When we did talk about it the next day, I actually felt like I was able to share with you what was really going on instead of me just saying, I'm fine, and then doing like I usually do. What you just heard, that's what real vulnerability sounds like. It's not perfect, it's not eloquent. Sometimes there's pauses while people are finding their words. Sometimes emotions come up. But notice how each example, the person took responsibility for their own feelings. They used the I statements instead of accusations. They connected their present reactions to their deeper needs and past experiences. And they balanced the difficult truths with genuine appreciation. This is the magic of Trust Circle. It creates space for those kinds of honest exchanges that might never have happened in a day-to-day conversation. Frequently asked questions. Now let me address some of those FAQs about this exercise. What if emotions come up? Let them. Tears, anger is exactly what needs to surface. How often do we need to do this? Start with once a week. As trust builds, you might need to do this less frequently. What if my partner won't participate? Start by modeling vulnerability yourself in everyday conversation. Trust me when I say this is where healing begins and those brave moments of honesty. Think about trust like a plant. It needs constant care, regular watering, the right environment to thrive. These exercises, they're the nutrients of your relationship, and you need these to help grow. And listen, this work isn't always comfortable. Growth rarely is, but on the other side is connection like you've never experienced before. I know some of y'all who are watching this because trust has already been broken in your relationship, you're hurting, and you're wondering if it's even possible to get back what you lost. I'm here to tell you it is possible. Not only to rebuild what was lost, but to create something stronger than before, something more authentic, more resilient. So next week, we're going to dive deeper into rebuild after specific breaches like dishonesty, emotional infidelity, financial betrayals, and more. Until then, try the Trust Circle at least twice and leave a comment below sharing what you discovered. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and turn on those notifications so you don't miss a single episode of this journey we're on together. If you found value in today's video, do me a favor, share it with someone who might need to hear this message, because we all know someone struggling with trust issues, whether they talk about it or not. Remember, fam, relationships aren't perfect, but they are worth fighting for, and it all starts with trust. So until next time, keep it real, keep it loving, keep it growing.